Y'all let me know if y'all can hear. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me or whatever the case may be, okay? If y'all just coming in right now, you are tuned in to Tough Love, another podcast with yours truly, Mario J. I am hoping that you got, there's a thunderstorm right now, so I'm hoping that this thing don't get shut off or whatever. But if it gets shut off, I always come back and pull back up. But I wanted to address some things real quick. And it was on the lines of victim shaming. You know, we've been talking about this Mr. Brown topic for quite some time, and I've seen people kind of say that this man is 7 feet tall. He played in the NBA. You know, he should be a grown man. Why is he complaining? Why is he fussing? Why is he acting like he is a victim? And then I started to think about, this is why people have issues with coming out and saying that things have happened to them. This is why, because people victim shame them. And I was sitting back and I was watching another podcaster, and the podcaster was saying that, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy how Mr. Brown, it's crazy how he's saying that he's a victim. How are you a victim and you 7 feet tall? You know, and I started to think about, isn't it interesting how people say men can't be victims? Like they supposed to be this walking like shield and nothing can get to them or whatever. Shout out to everybody just tuning in. I see. He said, come on, he wasn't bothering anyone. And I totally agree with you. But here's the thing. I want to jump straight into this topic or whatever, because it is interesting when people say that I am a victim of something, and immediately right off if you are a man, they like, oh, hell no, you ain't no victim. How dare you? Bet not cry. You bet not cry. Like it's like, if you are a victim of something, it is very interesting how people play that narrative, depending on if you're a man or if you're a woman. Now, some people say, look, bro, you've been out the NBA for 20 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why all of a sudden out the blue you want to say you a victim of something? Why you want to say, hey, stop picking on me? And I was like, man, you can't tell people when to speak up. You don't know. See, here's the thing. When I was in the military, I was a equal opportunity representative, and I also was a sexual assault correspondent. That means I was one of the first responders when someone was sexually assaulted in the military. So what we've learned, especially, you know what I'm saying, going through those courses and dealing with the things that I dealt with, I learned that there are two things that are very important. First of all, the circumstances. The circumstances of what the victim is saying happened, and the details. It is very important to not place judgment quickly. It is very important not to jump to conclusions. And it's very important. Y'all hear that thunder? Y'all hear that thunder? This thing might cut off, bro. I might have to go to a shelter. I might have to get under the table, stand in the doorway. Mayday. I'm a victim. Somebody, I need help right now. I'm a victim. Yes. I'm trying to do a podcast and talk about Mr. Brown, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. So if I don't call you back in 5 minutes, you know what to do. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate you. I'm just saying, it's interesting to me how as soon as someone says, hey, I have a story to tell, right off the bat, you know, they dogged them for years. And you know what? I'm getting straight into that. It's just interesting to me when someone says I am a victim. Someone has mentally, physically, emotionally, you know what I'm saying, assaulted me or abused me. Right off the bat, people second guess them. Right off the bat, you're not credible, or right off the bat, you have to prove your worthiness, depending on how long you waited, depending on who the accuser is. So it's just interesting to me that a lot of people are doing this to Kwame Brown right now, saying that you ain't no victim. You know, you just somebody that's complaining because you didn't get, you know what I'm saying, what you wanted out the NBA. Michael Jordan ain't do nothing to you. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy. Exactly. Yeah, victim. They did not blame anyone. I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. There's a lot of people out there, when they see the stories like Kwame Brown, they see people kind of saying, hey, you know, I went through this situation or whatever, you know, and I'm you know, now I'm standing in my truth. I'm speaking to the masses and telling everybody, hey, listen, you know, you ain't got to wait 20 years. You know, you go ahead and speak out right now. It's a lot of people, for some reason, it's like, you ain't no victim. Like they victimizing the victim. They're saying that, you know, how why are you even pulling up right now? We ain't trying to hear all that. He was collateral damage in Washington. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. But see, here's my thing. I want y'all to hit that like button for me. I want to have a conversation about people being victimized once they come out. Can you imagine being sexually assaulted, mentally or emotionally abused, and you decide 20 years later to come out and say, hey, look, I was a victim. This person did X, Y, and Z to me, and nobody supported you. Nobody believed you. They said, wow, man, get the hell out. We don't want to hear that. We don't, especially if you're a man. Right? You played in the NBA, you had a little money, you had a little clout, a little status. We ain't trying to hear that. You wasn't no victim. And it's crazy to me how many, fellas, it's crazy to me how many men are saying that Kwame Brown was no victim. He was no victim. And I'm just scratching my head because I think that, it is interesting when people say something has happened to me. There are a lot of people that say, that are quick to be like, I'm quick to bring you down. I'm quick to shut you up. I'm quick to dismiss your story, but not be there for you, not support you. I need y'all to support me right now. Support me right now. Hit that like button. We got to get some people in this conversation because I want to know how many people were victims of something or know somebody that was a victim of something. But as soon as it happened, as soon as the incident happened, they didn't come right out and was like, hey, I'm a victim. Because they were ashamed, they were afraid, they were confused, they were kind of like to their self. Like me being around people that have been sexually assaulted, especially in the military, for you to say as a person, for you to say as the bystander, I'm going to say the naysayer, that didn't happen to you. That didn't happen like you said it happened. Why did you wait so long? Or why did you do this and do that? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. It's all about details sometimes. I get it. But sometimes people just a little too like savage. They just a little too savage. Like God forbid if something happens to, because we know men don't report sexual assault. We know men don't report sexual assault like that. It's embarrassing. Can you imagine me as a grown man saying, hey, this happened to me, whether it was last night or 6 years ago? Men don't normally do that. So when you have somebody like Kwame Brown come out like, yo, bro, hold on. Michael Jordan, he said a whole lot of foul stuff to me. I was a kid. And I think we're under this impression that as long as you're tall enough to drive or as long as you're smart enough to play a Nintendo game, you grown. Like even when we have these kids having kids, we have kids having kids. For some reason, we think because they've had sex and a baby that came out of vagina, she grown. No, she's a baby. She's a teenager. I think I got a dictionary behind me. Y'all want me to get She's a teenager. Same thing for young boys. They out there having sex because society is promoting that. Everything is about being sexually explicit, sexually showcasing, what you have, your features, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what it's about. So now we have somebody like Kwame Brown. Somebody said on my last video, man, what you talking about? He knew, he ain't new. He ain't new. And I was like, hold on, pimp. Hold on, pimping. I said he was new to YouTube. I didn't know of him or whatever. Not new to in reference to sports. But the fact of the matter is, now that he's telling his story, now that he's saying that, hey, this happened to me. Michael Jordan, even though he was my idol and I went to go play for him and I was the #1 draft pick or whatever, he said some things that lowered my confidence. And some people would take that as mental abuse. Now, we all had, for people that play sports before, we know our coaches don't play, whether male or female. It's all about winning. It's all about taking you to the next level, and that's all great and fine and dandy. But, I don't know what Michael Jordan said to him directly. All I know is I sat back and I seen this grown man, say, hey, Michael said some things that lowered my confidence, and he didn't make me feel, like I could trust him in regards to building my talent, my skill set. He said he wasn't sorry at ball playing either. I get it. My thing about it is, man, when you talk to people a certain type of way, whether it's to condemn them, to bring them down, to cripple who they are, bro, that's abuse. That's abuse. A lot of people don't want to see it like that, but it's abuse. We put abuse on a whole lot. You can abuse anything. So the fact of the matter is, do I believe that Kwame Brown was a victim, or was he abused by something? I believe that he went through his trial and tribulation. And I believe now that he feels like he's in a position that he can speak out and people are listening. That's the key here, folks. That's the key. Are people listening? See, here's the thing. Sometimes victims just want to be heard. That is one of the things that I've noticed, especially dealing with victims inside of the military, that people have been assaulted, or raped. They just want to be heard. And then that's for some people. Everybody's not the same. But for those people who just want to be heard, hey, listen, I want somebody to understand my pain. I want someone to be there as a shoulder to lean on. And I understand that this may be an uncomfortable conversation. It may be a tough conversation for some people. But when I look at the Kwame Browns, y'all got to understand that he may be inspiring other people to speak out. He may be inspiring other people to tell their story. You know what I'm saying? There is somebody out there that says, you know what? I went through 20 years of abuse, whether it was mentally, emotional, physical. I went through some type of abuse. And now watching him tell his story, that inspires me to speak out. So again, that's why I said, you know what? I commend the man for doing that. I think that's a great thing, or whatever case may be. But for those people that say, Kwame, he's not a victim of anything. You know what I'm saying? He's just a one-hit wonder. He wasn't a really good he wasn't a real good basketball player. He only speaks surface level stuff. He never gets down to telling people the solutions. I think that we have an unrealistic way of looking at the situation. I think there's a lot of people that want to condemn him because they not him. You understand? When people get shine and clout, or they get on a high horse at some point in time, it's like people are always doing something to try to throw rocks. Try to knock you off your pivot and say, oh, well, we ain't going to support you. I'm just trying to figure out why do people do that, though? Matter of fact, I'm going to put myself in the mix. Why do we do that as people? Like, why can't we cheer and applaud for other people? Why can't we be excited? Why can't we nurture? Why can't we support? Why can't we protect when it comes to saying, hey, listen, I was wrong. If you was wrong, you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's to me, it's about us being able to have a conversation where we support people. Salute. I believe that. I believe when Kwame Brown speaks, he's talking about, his mama's seasoning. He his mama's son. Don't be messing with this mama's son. Don't be messing with that man, mama's son. I'm saying that it's interesting to me to see how many men say he is no victim. You know what I'm saying? He clout chasing. He's saying all that stuff about MJ because he's salty about what happened with him in the NBA. And my thought process is, I want you guys to understand that when you victim shame people, the people that's around you, there's somebody in your circle or that and you may not even know the history. When you say, oh, you ain't no victim, shut up. Ain't nothing happened to you. You wanted him to touch you. You wanted her to touch you. You wanted them to speak. You was asking for it. How many people heard that before? You were asking for it. The people around you that should normally trust you to tell you I was a victim, they're not gonna say nothing because you made it comfortable to victim shame. You made it comfortable to tell people you really ain't got no problem. Now, was this man emotionally abused? Was he mentally abused by Michael Jordan? I have no idea. I wasn't there. I wasn't on the team. But the fact of the matter is, can you imagine going to the NBA 17, 18 years old? Like, how mentally prepared are you to be around these grown men? Now, you tall as hell, but how mentally prepared? I think people feel like you're automatically mentally prepared because what you grew up in the projects. You had both your parents. You just mentally prepared because you're tall. And I think that we're under this false impression that, we can go from high school straight to the league or whatever case may be, and we going to be ready. We're going to be ready. I think a lot of times we put a lot of pressure on our children to just know because we just expect them to know. Not teach them. We've been taught to tax slaves that won't be free because we've accepted our freedom. You know what? I wish this thing when it came on, it didn't time out. It's like it started fading away, and I'm like, oh God, oh here we go. Here we go. But yeah, I think there is a conditioning. I think there is a conditioning, man. I think that we don't value teaching. We value thinking that people. I appreciate that. So we don't value teaching anymore. Come on, y'all. I'm gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? I really want to move this camera around so y'all can see my babies. But the fact of the matter is, if I don't sit down with them and teach them about credit, if I don't teach them about love languages, if I don't teach them about self-worth, if I don't teach them how to invest, if I don't teach them how to save, if I don't teach them how to value not only themselves but other people, how to talk, how to walk with their head up and be prideful, if I don't teach them that, somebody else is going to teach them that in another way. The streets, the prison system, a pedophile. I'm just being real. I'm trying to let you know that just because you were lazy and not teaching your kids something, they gonna get the education regardless. They gonna get it regardless. Just because you say, you know what, I don't feel like talking to you, man. I done worked all day. Hey, go play Nintendo or something. I ain't got time. I'm about to say go play Sega. How many of y'all got a Sega Genesis? I'm old. I'm just saying, just because you don't take the time to teach your child something, they're going to learn it. They're going to learn it because they're going to get pregnant at an early age. Oh yeah. They're going to go to jail. Oh yeah, they're going to learn it in jail. Woo, the judge is going to teach them some lessons. Oh, let me go ahead and give you another 3 to 5. Okay, all right. You're going to try to get parole? Oh, so you're going to have to learn how to read and write. Whoa, public speaking. You're going to be a real good lawyer. Just because you don't take the time to teach them something, they're going to learn it by someone else in a different fashion. The fact of the matter is, how much hardship do you want them to go to? You know what I'm saying? Dad was never around. Dad never showcased that he loved his children. Well, they're going to, listen. Those women are going to go find someone that they can call daddy. They're going to find a man that's going to verbally and physically abuse them, that's going to take them for their money, that's going to make babies with them and not take care of them. They're going to get that education. Come on, fellas. Dad was never there, but somebody going to teach you how to cock that gun. They're going to teach you how, as soon as somebody disrespects you, instead of being able to talk it out, right? Hey, shoot him. What color hat? Oh, you got on a red hat? Oh, we don't have no red hats around here, player. Y'all don't understand that people are being victimized every day. And we do a great job at telling victims, you're not allowed to be a victim around me. You're not allowed to tell me your story. Now, it is important to find out details. It is important to understand what happened. It's important. But some people give their perspective before they get the details. Y'all don't hear me? Some people give their opinion before they get the details. Right off the bat, I don't like the way you dress. You ain't no victim. I don't like the color of your skin. You ain't no victim. You a man? You are definitely not a victim, sir. Ma'am, I don't like the way you wear your hair. You ain't no victim. Like, we easily ordain guilty or innocence or victimization toward lying, like just based off a glance. We don't get no details. Like, automatically, Mr. Brown is not a victim because he's 7 feet tall. Because he was the #1 draft pick 20 years ago. He's not a victim. He's clout chasing. Well, do the details matter? I'm just trying to ask some realistic questions. Do the details matter? Because right now, if we're saying the details don't matter and this person is not a victim, suppose somebody actually felt like, you know what, I was in that position. I had some coaches who verbally abused me. I had some coaches who mentally abused me. Hell, I had some coaches who touched me inappropriately. We can ordain this to the Catholic Church. Hell, any church. We can ordain this a whole lot of places. What I'm saying is we have to be careful about victim shaming people. We have to be careful about how we listen to people's story. Are we listening to hear, to understand, to comprehend? Or are we just saying, I hear you, but I ain't really feeling you like that? Ladies, I'm going to say some things that's going to shake up the narrative real quick. Okay? I'm going to say some things that's going to shake some things up. Fellas, I'm going to say some things that's going to shake, and it might strike a nerve. But listen, I'm about to piss somebody off. That's what I'm going to do. I got to do it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, how many of y'all are taking your children to people's houses? People y'all just met, people y'all really don't really know like that, people y'all just think is cool, and you letting your kids stay there overnight. You don't know the parents, you don't know the type of people the parents hang around, and then all of a sudden your kid come home and they sitting in the bathroom crying. Don't get, no. Let's not get quiet now. No. Don't click away. Come on. Let's talk about it. We set our kids up for failure and we just expect them to get over it. We don't do our due diligence in reference to looking and making sure we're putting the right people in our circle to make sure our kids are protected. This is why we have all this victim crap. Okay, cool. Mom's a single parent. She's working 9 to 5. She hoping that her son and her daughter ain't out there in them streets. Cool. All right. Got it. This is why you have to have that conversation before the child gets there. This is why when your child tells you something is going on, this is why you need to sit down and listen. The thing about it is, our children are not emulating us. Oh my God. I just hurt somebody's feelings. Let me call somebody for y'all. Whew, I'm hurting some feelings on this one. Okay. Feelings hotline. Yeah, I got a couple people listening. I'm hurting some feelings. You want to talk to them? Hold on. They want to talk to y'all. Go ahead. Tell them how you feel. Tell them I'm lying. Tell them I'm clout chasing. Tell them something. I'm just saying. Our children do not want to emulate us, and here's the problem. Some of y'all are providing clothes, shelter, food, and all in a perfect world, love. You giving hugs, you giving kisses, you high-fiving, whoa, that's my boy, right? We doing those things, but our children don't want to emulate us. Why? Why do they want to emulate celebrities? Why do they focus more on being bad bees? Look, I'm trying to keep my monetized. I'm trying not to curse, okay? But why do they focus on being savages and this and that and this, but they don't want to be like you? That's something to think about. What is not happening in your household to say that, you know what, my parents not only are educated, not only are witty, not only are fun, not only are loving, not only are trustworthy, but what is distracting them from wanting to emulate their parents? It's something that's going on, because our children are sponges and they're taking all of this information in, right? They're taking the information in, watching you say a person is not a victim. So when they become a victim, guess where they don't come? God! Woo! Guess who they don't want to talk to? When they have issues with sexuality, guess where they don't come? They don't come to you. You finding out from your cousin who lived 3 blocks away. You finding out from one of the teachers at school that your child got a problem. Why you don't know that? If you there every day. Well, I be working, man. I come home, give me a beer, sit down, watch the game. I don't really want to be bothered. That's for the mom to find out about those type of problems. We put that on the mom. That's for the mom to do. And then as soon as something happened, the first thing we do is we point the finger at whose fault is it? It's that parent's fault. No, it's that parent's fault. You wasn't there, so it's your fault. Bro, when you have that child, you now become a team. Whether you in the house or out the house, co-parenting, whatever the case may be, it's working together. It's about working together. First of all, let me do my shouts out real quick. Hey, shout out to everybody on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, everybody that's rocking with the Tough Love family. Thank you guys that all the new subscribers that came through. Make sure that you hit that bell for notifications so that way you know when we having this tough conversation. Today we're talking about victim shaming. Is Kwame Brown a victim? Is he clout chasing? What is it? What is it? There's a lot of people that say he's clout chasing. Okay, he's no victim. He's 7 feet tall. He is far from a victim. I don't believe that it has anything to do with height. I don't think it has anything to do with status. I don't think it has anything to do with race, nationality, color, or creed. I think it's about a person. Can a person be taken advantage of by other people? Yes. It don't matter where you're from. It don't matter how much money you got. And I think that the issue is that people look for any type of way to discredit your story. They look for any type of way to say that you're not relevant, you're not credible. I don't care what you say. They do. Somebody told me, right? Somebody told me that if you were a drug addict, if you was an alcoholic, if you were broke, that you shouldn't be on social media telling other people how to get over it. How dare you, because your past is dirty. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Listen to what I'm saying. Hit that like button for me. Check this out. If you have a dirty past, unperfect, I want you to hear the words coming out of my mouth. If your past is not perfect, how dare you be on social media telling people how to better their life? Can anybody make that resonate? If you had failed relationships, you can't come online and tell people, hey, this is what was messed up in my relationship, and these were the lessons learned. So make sure that y'all don't do what I did so that way y'all can have positive relationships. To me, that makes sense to me. I don't know. I was a drug addict, right? Sold everything I could for drugs. But now that I'm online and I'm in my recovery stage, I want to tell everybody else, this is how you get help. When you have those addictions and you saying, hey, you getting ready to break and you don't have your sobriety piece going on and you need somebody to talk to, hey, call this number, or this is what I did. I went to the gym, or I went to church. Someone is teaching you how not to fail and the lessons learned from their failures. Nobody is perfect. Exactly. So it kills me when I hear people say, well, you was this, or you had a failed relationship, or that and this. And I'm like, can't people tell you about their lessons learned? Isn't life about experience? Isn't life about experience? Another way that we victim shame people, another way that we say, oh, how dare you try to be great? That's nonsense. That's ridiculous. I'm telling y'all right now, man, it is a lot of people right now on the cuff of, a breaking point. That's really just trying to say, hey, I just want to tell my story. But as soon as they tell their story, they're being victimized. They're being shamed. And people love to do it. Now, again, a lot of people don't understand what trolling is. They don't understand what, people just sit online and they look for people, to prey on, cyberbullying. If you're a person and you see that, it's always best that you throw some positive in that direction. It's always best that you throw some positive in that direction. Flint, Michigan is in the house. Ireland is in the house. Shout out to everybody in the house in the Tough Love family, man. I am really ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Stop judging, Listen, I am so proud of you that tune in and you guys leave positive comments. You leave feedback that resonates with other people. Somebody had asked me yesterday, was I a preacher? You know, it's so funny. My grandmother said before she passed, she said, you know, you're going to be two things. You're going to be a lawyer or you're going to be a preacher. And I was like, bless her heart. Detroit, the building. Nah, man, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a preacher. You know what I'm saying? I do my motivational speaking. I'm an empowerment coach, but you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not a preacher, but I really want the best for people. I really just want to see people win. So that's why this is important, whether it's one person looking at me or 1,000 people looking at me. I really want to see people win. And I love when people say, hey, listen, I'm going to subscribe, I'm going to share with my friends because your message is worthy. Your message resonates and will help someone down the road. And right now, today, I'm talking about victim shaming. You know, and this Kwame Brown just happens to be, of course, a hot topic. But when you sit back and you observe, and you look at what's going on, and I was reading the comments, and I was literally reading grown men say, you're not a victim, and was using his height and his status as the reason of why he could not be a victim. So if you have a 7-foot female out there that was in the WNBA, and she comes back and say, hey, I was assaulted, I was mentally abused, I was verbally abused, she ain't no victim. We got to watch what message we send because there are children looking at this. And I know, and we ain't going to even play like ain't no kids watching this. And I'm not talking about 6 and 7-year-olds. I'm talking about teenagers. And people are impressionable because here's the thing, what they see we champion as adults impresses them. So if I get on here and I say Kwame ain't no victim, you know, he's a clout chaser, he this, what's going to happen is somebody going to say, oh, well, I'm going to take this part and I'm going to put it in my video and now I'm going to talk about it. So I want them to take this next part and put it in the video and talk about it, okay? Stop victim shaming. Stop sending a message that it is okay to belittle people and degrade people and to disrespect people when they say this is my story. That's their truth. And if it's true, then they should be supported. Because a lot of people, when they tell their story, they never get to the point where they give their details. You automatically shut them down, and you got to stop that. That's dangerous. That's dangerous because when you get good at doing that, you're going to do that to a person that needs you. They need you. They need you to listen. They need you to support. They need your shoulder to cry on. They need you to wipe their tears. They need you to pat them on the back. They need you to give them that attaboy to say, you can do it. You can make it. But we so cold. We so savage. We so worried about us and what we can achieve and chasing our bag that we forget that people actually need other people. Is Kwame Brown a saint? No. You know, he got his mama cooking, using that seasoning. He his mama's son. You know, and that's a special story for him. That's a special narrative for him. However, there's a whole lot of Kwame Browns out there. There's a whole lot of females out there. And they relate to that narrative. I'm fighting back against a bigger element. I'm fighting back against the odds. I am the underdog. So if you feel like you've ever been the underdog or you've ever been in a position where people say, hey, listen, you ain't going to make it. They ain't going to believe you, so don't even try. There are a lot of people who are living with a lot of damage because they've been victimized. They've been abused. And so when people come and tell you their story, don't be so quick to be like, man, damn story. Man, shut up. Shut up. Ain't nobody want to hear that. Get over it. Get over it. Go buy some shoes. Go get some new hair. Go get a butt. Ain't nobody trying to hear you as victim. Girl, shut up. You stupid dummy. Ain't nobody want to hear you as a victim. Come on, we ain't got time for that. We gonna go turn up. We gonna mask the problem. We gonna cover the problem up. We gonna put a Band-Aid on the problem. I'm just saying. We're not going to fix the problem. We're not going to heal the problem. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Maybe I'm losing somebody. We're not going to heal the problem. We don't have people in our circle that know how to heal the problem. We mask it. We're going to drink it away. We're going to smoke it away. We're going to sex it away. We're going to ignore it away. But we ain't going to heal it away. We ain't gonna see no psychologist. We ain't gonna sit down and say, I've been really going through some stuff. And but the people that we seek confidence in and we confide in are just as messed up as we are. They ain't healed. So it's a broken person trying to fix a broken person. And it's really not about fixing, it's about y'all faking it until y'all make it. And y'all take y'all broken self to the next relationship. And in 6 months, right back at square one because nobody healed. Because the advice that person's going to give you is the wrong advice. The people that are attacking Kwame Brown for standing up for himself are the people who, let me see if I can get this, are probably practitioners of behavior. He is checking. Remember, hit dogs holler. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I noticed that the people that mostly speak out against messages are either the people that's being talked about or clowns. Haters, naysayers, frenemies. But most of the time when you have grown-ups that's watching and listening to a conversation, they're listening for certain things. They're watching mannerisms. Are you making eye contact? Because every time you tell your story, you gotta be all down here or whatever. You never really connect with your audience. Kwame understands his audience. His audience right now is a big part of the world, Craig. The world, Craig. But I do believe that we are definitely too quick to place judgment on somebody else's story. When they were brave, when they were brave enough to tell you their story. We always talk about taking the first step when it's time to go back to the gym. You get that pudge off, time to go back to the gym. Somebody broke your heart, and now, you done came back full circle and you ready to start dating again. So, hey, we pushing people to take the first step, to buy their new home, to travel, to start a family. We push people on a daily basis to start that first step, to take that first step. Can you imagine? Let me get a little closer. Come on. Let's have some family time. Come on. This tough love family. Come on. Can you imagine me going through some type of abuse and then coming back and telling you I've been abused and you don't listen? You don't take the time to be like, let me get you some real help. You joke it off. Because you don't know how to handle the abuse. You don't know how to handle the conversation, so you dismiss the conversation. So if it takes somebody like Kwame Brown for you to listen to the conversation, to comprehend the conversation, to share the conversation, to have further conversations, then I'm all for it. That's why I give my support. That's why I give my salute. That's why I say, you know what? Hey, I can appreciate the underdog speaking and fighting back. Some people say, hey, they don't believe he's an underdog. Hey, that's your opinion. Some people say they don't believe he's a victim. Hey, that's your opinion. I'm only stating my perspective based on what I know. You know what I'm saying? Based on my institutional knowledge, based on my street smarts, based on, the things that I've experienced. So my thought process is I truly believe that the man is sincere. I believe it. I believe it. I believe that there are people out there that need to see examples of that type of story, of that type of narrative, of that type of rhetoric. So get on board. If you have a story to tell, you feel like, and maybe it's not about being a victim. Maybe it's about just overcoming, and just showcasing that, man, I'm not giving up, bro. I'm not giving up, man. Shit, I was struggling last week to pay my bills. My baby's in the hospital. Hey, my car just broke down. They just fired me from my job. I woke up. I couldn't even move my right leg. Maybe it's something you going through and you're overcoming slowly but surely, and you want to tell your story. I encourage you to tell your story. Because there's somebody out there, it's like, man, you know what I mean? No doubt. Yeah, I was in that predicament. Hey, you could have just got released from jail. I don't know. Somebody could have just broken your house. Life could have happened. Life could have happened. How many people can agree with that? Life could have happened. Everybody thinks that their problem is the worst problem ever until they hear somebody else's story and say, well, how did you overcome that? This is what this is for. This is what this is for, so people can hear how you overcame, how you're overcoming. Some people ain't get all the way through it. They didn't get all the way through the problem. They still going through the problem. It's still raining in this mother. It's cold in this mother. I need a place for some shade because this spotlight is killing me. Some people still going through it. They still crawling through it. They battling. They like, I hope I hear something inspirational. But they don't even know that's what they want to hear. They just happen to stumble across your page. You know how many people come and say, man, hey, I just stumbled across your page. I listened to 5 minutes of your message, bro, and it sounded pretty decent to me. I appreciate it. I try to go back and read all the comments and try to reply. It's just exciting for me to see people share their story. It's exciting for me to see people say, you know what, man, this is a pretty dope video, bro. I'm gonna share it with somebody that I know that got content or whatever. I see a lot of people always talking about things. I don't want to say that don't matter. I would say things that don't resonate. You know, it's not teaching you how to become a better you. It's not teaching you how to earn more money. It's not teaching you how to raise your family. It's not teaching you how to start a family, how to start a business, how to fix your credit, how to invest, how to travel, how to love and know thy worth. It don't teach you none of that. It teaches you how to hate, how to despise, how to disrespect, how to devalue, how to distrust, how to manipulate, how to talk about, how to cause drama, how to promote gossip. That's what it's about. You have 100,000 people ready to hear something about some drama. If right now I said, Kwame Brown, if I see you, I'm gonna bust your head to the white meat. It'll go viral. If I see you on my block, matter of fact, in my city, it's a no-fly zone for you, Kwame. It's a no-fly zone for you. Don't show up. Don't bring you or your mama seasoning. I don't care about your mama, son. It'll go viral. But if I say anything positive, maybe one like, maybe one share, maybe somebody will say, yeah, that was pretty cool. All right. But if I say something negative, bro, that thing will go off the meat rack. The thing about it is, I think people want attention for the wrong reasons. They say all attention ain't good attention, and I don't want my children to look at me and be like, when someone was telling their story of being a victim, I went viral for calling them a liar, but never checked the details. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be that guy or that person that says I never took the time as a grown man to hear them out, to get the details before I made a comment, before I placed judgment, before I disrespected their character, before I called them out and promoted my own narrative so I can be famous or I can get 5 minutes of fame. I don't want to be that person, but I'm going to tell you, like, it's a lot of people who want to be that person. It's a lot of people. And I'm going to be honest with you, just as a person, just like I've always been a protector and a provider and a role model all my life, even before the kids. But my thing is this. When you see somebody getting bullied, it has always been my notation to be like, hey, chill out. Like I'm telling the bully, like, yo, fall back. Like you really ain't about that life anyway. You ain't really no bully. Fall back. You know what I'm saying? And I've been seeing, and even though the man's 7 feet tall, you know, he played in the NBA, you know, I can't dunk, but I can finger roll. I can smack the backboard. I'm just telling you what I can do. Okay, don't victimize me. Okay, I'm just telling you what I can do for me. When I see people that need assistance, I try to assist. And I believe that these type of videos, they kind of help people better understand what people are really doing. You know what I'm saying? There is a such thing as trolling. There is a such thing as clout chasing. There is a such thing as a lot of things or whatever. But when we see people being victim shamed, when we see people on a narrative of, you know, they need help or they need assistance or they just need somebody to listen. And I truly believe that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. And I know, hey, this video may get to Kwame, it may not, right? But check this out. Can you imagine having a pain for 20 years? Y'all don't hear me. Come on. Can you imagine having something that bothers you for 20 years and reminded about it every day? The NBA ain't going nowhere. I want y'all to think about this. Do me a favor, hit the like button, because I'm trying to connect with you guys right now. Can you imagine, as a grown person, having something that bothers you for 20 years? Right? Can you imagine trying to talk about it, but not really being acknowledged for it? So when you get an opportunity to express concerns that you've been holding on to for 20 years and say, you know what, you guys are talking about it and making fun of a situation that I had to live through, that I've been living with, and I've been dealing with it. It's not funny. And I've slowly tried to put this thing behind me. But every time I hear something about, you got to think about it, the NBA, I'm reminded of it. I'm reminded of people saying that Michael Jordan is the greatest player and blah, 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 blah. But I just got this bad notation every time I hear. It's just this ringing in my ear that just makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up when I hear the name Michael Jordan. Can you imagine having an issue for 20 years? Because see, people, sometimes when people are ignorant enough to say certain things, they don't know that they're giving the answers to the test. He need to get over it. It was 20 years ago. So he's been living with the situation for 20 years. That's what you're telling me. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I got a couple degrees, but I'm just saying he's been living with this situation for 20 years. To them, it's entertainment. They don't see the public figures as humans who go through things. You're exactly right. Some people live vicariously through celebrities anyway. You know, keep it up with the Kardashians and, you know, Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? They live through those celebrities. So Beyonce mad, we mad, right? Jay-Z pissed off, we pissed off. So with that being said, I say this. It is so interesting that when you have someone that says, you know what, you know, maybe he says, I'm not a victim. Maybe I'm not a victim. Maybe I'm just a man that has a gripe, a concern, a complaint. Maybe I'm just emotionally drained when it comes to this situation. Should we listen? Or do we only care if he can dribble a basketball? Hey, once you left the NBA, bro, we ain't care nothing about you no more. We don't care. I need you guys to share this message. There's somebody out there that is going through something that needs to hear it is okay for them to tell their story. And when they start telling their story, encourage them to continue to tell their story until they get the solution that they want. And make sure that when they watch this video, they understand, watch the full video, because when you start telling your story, there are going to be naysayers that say what you say is not relevant. Why did you wait so long? There's no way in the world that happened. Who are you to tell us your story? You out your mother. So you got to make sure that when you share this message, make sure you put that disclaimer in there. Okay? Be ready. Be ready. Because somebody's going to try you. Somebody's going to try to discredit you. Somebody's going to try to talk about you. Somebody's going to try to bring you down. But be ready with motivation. Be ready by knowing your worth. Be ready by saying, you know what? I know people in real life that support me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm only sharing my story with you guys is because I know that there's someone out there that's like me or way worse than me. But it's something I'm going to say that may resonate so that way they don't do anything crazy. A lot of people think that when people go through stuff, it's all about suicide. Ladies and gentlemen, what about homicide? I'm pissed off. You know, hey, I'm pissed off about what happened 20 years ago. So instead of just killing me, I'm about to go drive through the whole Coliseum of the NBA. Straight through there while they playing. Sometimes you might want to listen to people. Sometimes there's some things that's going on, and you might want to say, oh, whoa. Hey, let's sit down and talk. No, we don't need to be drinking. Hey, let's just sit down and talk. We can cry it out. Let's look at the stars. Let's look at the ocean. Let's look at the park. Hey, let's watch Baby Joy. Man, my daughter's behind me watching Baby Joy. Coco Melon. Jesus Christ. Peppa Pig. Be having nightmares about Peppa Pig, y'all. Swear to God. Like, oh, no, I don't want to. Don't touch me. I'm a victim. Don't. But hey, listen, I don't want to keep y'all much longer, man. You know what I'm saying? We coming. I got about 3 minutes left. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I appreciate taking time out your busy day to listen to what I got to say. Hopefully, I say something that means something, that resonates to you, that you feel that you can take from it, and that you feel the need to say, let me get somebody in here. Somebody needs to hear this message or whatever the case may be. Not a big, gigantic YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? My channel is growing slowly. There's a lot of people reaching out to me that want to do kind of like a one-on-one conversation, a live conversation. I think that's going to be dope. I always, when I see people that have opposing perspectives or the same perspective, I tend to try to leave a comment and say, hey, would love to do a live conversation. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. People are scared of me. They are scared. If it's an opposing conversation, they are scared, because it's one thing to get on line and give a perspective, like saying Mr. Brown, like Mama Season and all that good stuff, right? And it's one thing to hate on them. But this is what happens when I get into your comments. Like, I've listened to you rant for like 5-10 minutes. I can only take about 5-10 minutes of nonsense. So I listened to you about 5-10 minutes. I got your perspective. Okay, cool. Let's do a live conversation. Let you know who I am. Hey, I'm Tough Love. Mario J. Feel free to come check out my channel, and we can do a live conversation. Check this out. They never holler back, but they end up going and doing another video stating that, oh yeah, people want to have live conversations, think they can out debate me and that. Sometimes it's not about the debate, it's about conversation. But I noticed that some people, when they have their perspective versus other people's perspective in a live conversation and other people can hear it, their conversation, their perspective don't hold up. Especially if I think that my perspective is always common sense based. Like right down the middle. Like, I'm not pro men, I'm not pro women, I'm not pro black, I'm pro people. I'm about being around good people, but you got to understand my background. My immediate background is 20 years military. Can you imagine if I only went in there and was like, yeah, I'm just here for the black officers. I'm just here for the black soldiers. Like, that's not flying. Now, I'm not saying that there's no racism in the military, because in every organization there are bad apples. However, okay, there are great, magnificent people in the military and outside the military. But my perspective is I would love to do those open live discussions so people can see the different perspective. Because it is one YouTuber that, and I think I mentioned him yesterday, I did, that has a perspective that, Mr. Brown supposed to be providing. He only provides surface level conversation. He never provides major solutions. And my thought process is, why are we waiting for him to provide solutions that we all need to be working on? We all need to be working on. If I feel a conversation needs to be started, then I'm gonna start the conversation. I'm not going to make a video and ask why you not starting the conversation. I'm gonna start the conversation. I'm man enough to do that. I don't have to scream I'm an alpha male. I don't have to scream that, I'm this. Actions speak louder than words. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mario J. This is Tough Love. I'm about to go get out here and go do something, man. Listen, I really appreciate you guys. I'm hoping that you stay blessed and you stay positive. Please, if you do not know, okay? You do not know who I am. This is about empowerment. This is about tough love. Remember, the only thing tough about this is the fact that it is just hard for us to sit down and agree to disagree. And it don't always have to be a disagreement. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mario J. This is Tough Love. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. And until next time, y'all the daughter up. Peace. I'm out of here.